Yo, what's good, man? We out here, you know what I'm saying, at the Kroger's. I promise you I'll take you to the supermarket to break this shit down to you, basically on, you know, how unnatural we live. Well, first of all, I'm at Kroger's. We're in Ohio. We're in the winter season. Nothing's being grown from the land here. So all of this food is being imported. And basically I'm gonna take you through the whole supermarket so you could maybe get a clear picture and break down the illusion of Babylon real quick. So we're going in the supermarket. Boom. The most unnatural place in the world, where they take from nature and basically, look at it. First of all, you look to the right. I want you to look at it for what it is. These are dead flowers. People capture flowers, put them in pots. This is how we treat life. You give your woman dead flowers. This is dead flowers. And then they die. They're dead. Why would you give her death instead of giving her life? Now, to your right here, this is where we love to vibrate to. We like to vibrate straight to the produce aisle, where you have these shiny red apples right here. And the apples look so shiny and red. They look so shiny and healthy, but they don't come off the tree like this. Understand me? You see, when that number is a 3 right there, that means it's genetically modified. When that 3 means something. You need to look up what that number means right there. It's very important that we understand that this 3 means that it's genetically modified and it's GMO. This is a GMO apple. Ain't no seeds in this apple, meaning that it can't be reproduced. You can't reproduce this apple. Now, I want you to take a look at something. You don't have to go all the way to the produce side. This is the organic section. This is the small organic section, and meaning this is organic means it's from living matter, meaning that there's seeds in this stuff, okay? Here is an apple, okay? For a pound of apples, which is a couple apples, is $2. Now, I want to show you something. You see this? You see this? This is like your belly button, literally. This stem right here lets you know that it came from a tree for free. This apple came off a tree for free. They put a tag on the apple. It's an organic apple. They tag it, ship it from where'd this apple come from? This apple is from the US. But if you go through some of this fruit, most of this fruit is from somewhere else. Maybe in Florida. Maybe they took it from Florida, or this right here is from Italy. This is Italian. They ship this from Italy. Now, you got this pear right here. It's organic. It comes off a tree. You see that stem? That means it dropped from the tree. That gives you oxygen and food. This is free. This is supposed to be free. I know I did a video showing you that life is free. Everything is free in life. So this means that this food right here has a seed in it. It's organic. So you get it. It's a 9. But you will have to pay $2 for what's yours for free. This is crazy madness. And let me tell you something real quick. Hold this real quick. What we have to understand, Reflection, is this. When you take this apple from a tree and it drops right from the tree, wherever the tree was at when the tree dropped is under a portal or under a star, and this is information, DNA. All of your food is information. When that dropped from the location where it's at, when you travel this, just like you, when humans traveled away from the equator where we were originally from, away from the tropic lines, what happens is we genetically modified to the situation so that we can adapt to the situation. Your food is information. So when dropped from the portal, the tree where it's at, the alignment to the stars, when it dropped from that area, it had the perfect DNA in it. So when you ate it, that it communicated with your DNA in a perfect synopsis, or in a perfect communication as far as electrical signals go. Now, when we take this food and we take it from its natural place of where it's supposed to be, and we bring it into these environments, put a tag on it. Words are powerful. You put a tag on it. You say this is this kind of apple, or you tag it and then you take it. You put it in ships, or you put it in a boat, or you put it in a truck, and you put it in and you treat this energy like this. What you're doing is when you travel it out the ley lines or the Earth's grid, it changes the DNA, the genes. It modifies. The genes must modify for it to, and then they have the genetically modified apples, which make the apples have more shelf life. Like, and we're gonna take you over there. Cool. Back to what I was saying. Basically, the Earth has an electromagnetic field, a magnetic grid, and certain trees are not there in that space that it's at for no reason. You have to think. Nothing's by mistake. Everything is mathematical. These trees that this fruit comes off or is grown out of is coming from a certain position and electromagnetic grid to be in communication with certain cosmic stars. And so you have a communication that this fruit is combining all the elements from the earth and all the cosmic energy that's coming down through this portal, which is a tree. That's what the tree is. It's a portal. Through photosynthesis, it's communicating and then conjuring up this beautiful essence of food. I know that we look at it and we be like, oh, this is an apple, and sometimes we're not conscious of how magnificent this creation is. This is actually water, compact in a solid. It's water, solid, and liquid at the same. It's like water, gas, and liquid at the same time to manifest itself into information, DNA, inside of every bit of plasma, because basically it's blood that you bite into when you bite into this organism.
You guys videotaping for what purpose?
Is it a problem?
This is private property, so I'm the member store manager here for this Kroger location.
Yeah.
Conversation supposed to occur with things we are on private property for videotaping.
Oh.
I know there's...
No, I'm just an educational video about fruit.
Talking about fruit.
Okay, how long are you going to be here?
Well, we're shopping here. We shop here all the time. We spend money here.
I appreciate that, but I need to know how long you're going to be here, what the purpose is, because I'm in charge of everything that occurs in these four walls. Okay. Everything.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm on Facebook, and basically I just teach about eating fruit and being fruitarian, and about, you know, basically where the earth brings fruit and all that and stuff like that. So
nutrients and all that.
Yeah, so we're just teaching people about produce and life and eating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be taping for like hours?
No, that's not gonna be that long. It's not. That's not even gonna let me do it that long.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I just want to know. I'm sorry. This everything that falls inside these walls is my problem.
Yeah, it's just a Facebook.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, we are in the belly of the beast right now. We are in Babylon right now, so the devil's energy or the fallen angel's energy can possess anybody at any time to basically come and try us. We are walking through the valley of the shadow of death right now. We are in the heart of it all right now, so the spirit can easily be moved and anybody to go against us. So we gotta expect that right now. You know, why are you fucking with us? Why are you messing with us? We're just here talking about an apple. Like, relax, back off of it. You know what I mean? This is crazy. Yeah. So anyway, this fruit is communicating with the earth. It's communicating with all the cosmic energies of all other planets to bring in this one fruit that is supposed to communicate with your cells of your body. Now, when we travel this out, we naturally drop from where that tree, that electrical magnetic field, you are damaging the DNA. So by the time you go to the supermarket and buy your food, or why should you buy your food? Nothing in nature buys us food. We have to stop this system. You understand? We are living in hell, and the bank is making you pay for what's free. They take your food. This is a zoo, and this is how they train you. They take your food and say, listen, you have to pay for what is free. This is organic. This belongs to you. This is your birthright, like you breathe it. It's like you're paying for air, like you're paying for water, and you're 70% water, 8% water. Your whole being is water. Why should you have to pay to live? You even have to pay to die. But you shouldn't have to pay. This is what they do. They capture your food and make you work for a system that's actually destroying the planet. The bank is the fallen angels. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. This place that we live on Earth is a paradise. It's a cell. We're living on a cell. You're living inside of your own body. This is a cell, and these things right here should not be paid for. Money is a constructive system to get in between you and life. So what it has made you done is made you go do unnatural things to work against yourself. The system that you're basically living in is basically a system that doesn't care about life itself. So what happens is they use you as a battery to work for the system, to distract you, basically you're distracted. You're working for a system that doesn't really care about life itself. And your job that you're working for is the bank, because everything you get is to get food. You work to get food, and you get the money so you can get food. But the food is naturally yours. It comes off the tree. It's naturally yours. When you eat it, you give back your soil. This is getting in the way of you. And this is what the zoo does. The zoo puts your food here and says that you need money. You have to go work for money, serve money. You cannot serve God and money. God is life. God is nature. You cannot serve God and money. When you go serve money, that means you're providing a service for money so that you can go get your food and all of your resources. And we're not supposed to do that. And I'm supposed to bring the most clearest thoughts to you so that you can vibrate at a higher frequency, so that you can start taking this money to use it against the system and free yourself. And that's what melanation is about. Okay, so what they do is right here, like I said, this is yours, free. Everything in nature eats free, breathes free, drinks water free, gets sunlight free. They're now spraying your sunlight so you can't even get sunlight. So the bank owns all of this. But they don't own it as long as you become conscious. If we become conscious and start living off grid and start growing our own food, that's why I said move between the tropical Capricorn and the tropical Cancer, because food is abundant there. We can grow our own food there. All you gotta do is drop the seed on the ground, and it's so abundant because it's so close to the sun and so much rain and it's so fertile that you can grow food easily. This is the way we can shut this whole system down. But as long as you live in the northern hemisphere, you're gonna always have to depend on the system, because the system actually takes over all the farms. They grow your food. Now they can start genetically modifying your food and making sure that you're docile by messing with your genes. Let me explain to you. Everything works off of DNA. So, matter of fact, all of life comes from DNA. You are a whole bunch of cells and every cell of your body has DNA, and each cell of that body, there's genes that are activated in that DNA that tell the cell what to do. So what happens is when they have access to your food, your water, your basically the same. Your food, your water, these are resources. This is what allows you to live, breathe, and exist. As long as they have control over that, they can alter your genetics. Now, when you alter people's genetics, you're altering their actions. When we have genetically modified these foods to genetically modify the minds of people, you understand what I'm saying? There's not enough food for everybody. That's why this is a small section of organic section of food, because there's not enough food for everybody. This is real food. Do you think that everybody can eat from this section? No. So look around you. All of these owls are that's not food. That's not food. None of this is food. But half of this stuff ain't food. This is not real food because it's been genetically modified, meaning that at the end of the day, the information in the food is not going to communicate the right information to your cells to tell your cells to do the exact thing, to do the right thing. So basically, it's a genetic war. When we talk about spirituality, we're talking about energy. You can't talk about spirit without energy, because spirit is energy. When we talk about spirituality, we're talking about the study of energy. When we talk about the study of energy, we're talking about us consuming and communication with energy. Now, if there's something interfering with the communication to cells for them to do the proper thing they're supposed to do, then what you have is insulation between communicating cells. So now you have dis-ease, which comes from imbalance from the miscommunication between cells. And that's what's happening here. We have so many docile people are walking around right now because of the simple fact is this. At the end of the day, there's not the proper communication between life itself and life itself. You're the universe trying to communicate with the universe to realize that you are God, because that's what you are. You are it. You are everything, and you will never feel your connection to everything as long as you keep cutting your hair, as long as they keep modifying your food. They're modifying your food to take certain genes out. And I'm going to go through some of these owls, and I'm going to show you some of these words. I want you to read. If stuff comes in boxes or bags, I want you to understand this is processed food. They are controlling you, and you just go with it. You just don't ask no questions. You're not asking no questions. You're not reading the labels. You got a computer in your pocket. You don't go in the computer in your pocket and say, you know what? Let me look up what these words mean. Let me go to Google and look at what this stuff that I'm communicating with. Everything is a sacred exchange of energy, okay? Of sacred energy exchange. So basically, whatever you eat, whatever you talk to, whatever you consuming as far as what you're looking at, whatever you're bringing into your five senses, you are in communication and having sex with. You are having a sacred exchange with. People, food, everything is food. Everything is food. Everything is exchange of energy. You need to understand that. okay? Everything is a sacred exchange of energy, from talking to people to eating to your environment. These artificial lights, you're communicating with everything here, and it's up to you to master your electrical signals. You have the choice to say, I'm not going to be an artificial light at night. What is artificial light doing to the ecosystem? Is artificial light good for your eyes or your skin? What is it doing to you? This is a fake light hitting your skin. Your skin responds to light. So why do we have fake light hitting our skin all night? You understand what I'm saying? So once we become conscious of what's going on, then we can put ourselves in a better position to thrive and become gods. You already are God. You're trying to figure out your God. You're trying to realize and understand your God. You will never understand as long as something is blocking you, as long as you are under the oppressors. This is how it's set up. There's obstacles. You just have to figure out who you are and then start to say, you know what, I'm going to give my own self life. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to give my own self the best information and the best exchange of energy with what I deal with. I'm going to deal with the best people that can advance me in life. I'm going to deal with the best food, the most healthy and most conducive for me, because I'm an electrical being. I'm not going to put mucus in my body. I'm going to make sure that I'm in complete communication with the universe. I want to get closer to the equator. I want to get close to the sun, because the sun is my mind, and I want to connect to my mind. Why am I living so far away from the northern hemisphere? Why do I experience this? What happens to melanated beings when they don't get enough sunlight in the two seasons called fall and winter? What happens? We get sick. Nobody's talking about that. But we're advertising sunscreen when nobody wants to talk about this food. And first of all, you're not supposed to be paying for it. Once you put a tag on this food, it changes the DNA. This is scientifically proven about water. When you put a tag on something, you are changing the DNA of it. Words change the DNA or change the vibration of the food that you're eating. Literally. I wanted to do this video to take you actually into the supermarkets. Now, and when you're in these tropical countries, when you into the small villages, they pick fruit from their local, you're getting fruit from the local vibration. And so you can go to these little markets and get food real quick and know that it's from an organic space. You ain't even gotta look at a number. There's no numbers. There's a food just dropping all over the place in the tropics. You just gotta find somewhere. And let me tell you something. Melanated men, melanated families do not go to any countries that don't have melanated people there that are respected. You know what I'm saying? We're no longer going to a country like Costa Rica where it is pure there. But at the end of the day, the government it's a heaven there. The earth is a heaven there, just like in Honduras. Honduras, the earth is a heaven there, but the people make it hell. The government make it hell, so you can't even live there. Obviously, they're scared of black men. They're scared of us. Everywhere we go, you got to be careful. People are not going to tell you what they're really feeling and what they're really thinking. You got to know the game. You got to know what's going on. You have to know what you're projecting and who and how the world is receiving you. Really, I'm telling you right now, it was a rude awakening for us to understand that, look, your skin is your passport. You can't go everywhere. People are scared of you. They know we're the Superman on this planet. And I'm talking about the real Superman. We're the one that jump up in the air and stay in the air. We're the one that run the fastest. We are the true Supermans on the planet. They know our strength and they scared of that. They know that they're inadequate. That's why they come with their guns and their batons and they gotta get 5 men to jump on one of us because they're scared of us, not in that moment, but when they're not having their gun on. When they look at us, they realize they're incompetent. And so that when they see you, they are scared of you. And you might be the innocent, most beautiful, innocent soul in a black body or in a black being just walking around, but they're scared of black men. And we have to realize and come to this realization that that's what it is in this world. And so we have to only move to places where black people or black men are accepted. You understand? And it's sad. We got to move like that. You understand? That's a lesson. I've been out here living this life, working out the kinks for you, so that you could understand what's really going on out here. So when you move, you can move effective. I went through this so you ain't had to go through it. Like Jay-Z said. You know what I'm saying? I'm writing you the commandments in this world so you know. So you understand. So you ain't got to go through it. See, people going to teach you how to stay in this prison. This is a prison, okay? And this is the mess hall. You understand? If you got commissary, you can get your food. Then you can take your food and bring it back to your cell, lock your door yourself, and put it in your refrigerator. And this is prison. And people online is going to teach you how to stay in prison and jail. They're going to teach you how to stay in prison and how to survive in prison. I'm not going to teach you how to survive in prison. I'm going to teach you how to get up out of prison and get up out of here so you don't have to be here. You understand what I'm saying? And first of all, you got to open up your eyes and see it for what it is. This food is free. This is free. This yours. This your birthright. It's like breathing. You shouldn't have to pay to breathe. And sooner or later, you're going to have to start having to pay to breathe, to get fresh air. You're not even drinking fresh water. Your tap water is dangerous. It's not even water. Come on, let's move. All this stuff was connected to the earth, and it goes right into your body organically. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. This stuff ain't even organic. You got your unorganic food right here. If this is unorganic, that means they took it to a lab, they took the seed and put it into the lab and they farmed it. They genetically modified it. But what did they genetically modify it to do? These are biologists. This is a spiritual world. When we talk about spirit, we have to talk about biology. Because we are spirit being. And if you're talking about messing with someone's soul, and we're messing with the soul. I'm a soul. I'm a living, breathing soul. You understand? My body, my being, I'm a soul. When we talk about messing with the soul, you have to mess with the genetics. That's how you alter the mind. You have to alter genetics because, remember, we're all DNA playing out by chosen pieces of DNA called genes. Now the genes tell the cell what to do. You're a whole bunch of cells walking around, and your cells are being told what to do by the food you eat, by the people you deal with, by the light you have, by everything in your environment. And until you become the master of your environment, become aware of everything that's going on, it's when you can reposition yourself to be like, nah, it's not going down like that. I'm the master of my universe. I'm not going to receive artificial light. I'm not going to receive artificial food. I'm going to fight for my right to live. And if you won't die to live, then you don't deserve to live. And you're not living, and you're dead already. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to move out, because I know they're starting to stare at us. Let's just move real quick. Now, I want you to see something real quick. That's say right there. This is all the food in this whole restaurant, this whole place. You see that? It says certified organics, grown by certified organic farmers. That's the only food that you have to eat, meaning that we are in starvation mode. If that's organic, meaning from living matter, then what is the rest of it? That means the rest of this shit is genetically modified and processed by a system that wants you docile, motherfucking, and sleep like a motherfucker. Let's go. Okay, so you got this organic section right here. This is a small section. You got 3 aisles. Organic food right here, right? But the rest of these aisles, as you look down here, the rest of these aisles are filled with nothing but death. Death. Let's walk down the aisle. Boom. We could just randomly pick anything. Boom. Right here. Look at this. Mechanically separated chicken. Water. Look. Corn syrup. That clogs your blood up. Dextrox, sodium ethrobate, natural flavors. Who know the fuck that is? Garlic powder, sodium nitrite. Go Google this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go Google this. Then it's in an aluminum can. What is this metal doing to the metals in your body? Right. That's just one thing. Boom, we can go down another place. All of this is death. All of this. You think you drink it? You think you eat spaghetti sauce? Let's look at it. Tomato puree. This is a tomato. It should be nothing but tomatoes in here. But look, tomato puree, water, diced tomatoes, sugar. That creates candida and imbalances in your body. You got beef in there. You got canola oil containing less than 1% salt. You got citric acid. You got dehydrated onions, garlic. Then you have, and then the bottom is always the worst shit, like beef stock, dehydrated beef stock. This is the animals that get treated the worst, and they put it inside of this shit, put it Prego, flavored with meat, and then yeah, you have a whole bunch of shit, you know what I'm saying, that you ain't supposed to have. And then this is manufactured in some soup company, some factory that some man is from jail that can't get a job has to go work in a factory to do this all day. It's made in Camden, New Jersey. You know that's the hood. This is the company that actually bottles this stuff. His sweat factories. When a nigga can't get a job, he come home. Guess what he got to go to? He got to go straight to another factory. He was already working in the factory in prison. Right. By the time he come out of jail, he got to go work in another. The only thing that will hire him is a warehouse. Excuse me. Let's move it. Boom. You got okay, so now let's talk about different stuff here. We got milk, eggs. Come on, man. You got water, cream. You got, look at that, modified cornstarch, modified egg yolk. These people just buying this stuff, and you know why this stuff is still on the shelf? Do you know why this stuff is still on the shelf? This stuff is still on the shelf because America is. Let me show you something. Come on, move forward. Because people is moving. Let's get on something out that nobody's on.
Facts.
You know why this stuff is still in the stores? Because it's supply and demand. Supply and demand, meaning that it only can exist unless you give it energy. And that's why they use advertisement. They attacking your subconscious mind. And because you're not educated, most people are walking around zombies. This stuff is still on the shelf because it couldn't be on the shelf without you buying it. It's supply and demand. The reason why all of this store is filled with food is because it's selling. Because most people are dead. So most people that you're dealing with are, look at that small organic section that we just came from. It's a small organic section. It says it right there. It says certified organic. That's the only food in this whole damn place. Yo. Okay. Listen. So at the end of the day, the reason why this stuff sells is because most people is dead. This is why you got to be careful with most people that you deal with because they genetically modified organisms. So people talk about cloning. Let's talk about cloning. You talking about cloning, you talking about splicing, you talking about genetically modifying. They're genetically modifying with food. You don't need to make a whole nother human being when you can alter the mind of the human being. We're talking about from your bathroom to your kitchen, they genetically modify everything. There we go. We're gonna move fast, we're gonna move quick. Boom, we can go to any aisle in here. Oh, you love Aunt your mama, right?
Yeah.
You love Miss Butterworth. We love Miss Butterworth, right? Let's look at Miss Butterworth real quick. Cellulose gum. Do you know what that does to your blood? Go look it up. Corn syrup. We already know fructose corn syrup, what that's about. That creates candida in your body. Look at this. Artificial flavor. They don't even tell you what they put in that. Then they got all these aspartame. Look at that. They got aspartame right in. Look. Let's look it up closer. You see it? Yep. Aspartame right here. That's a poison. We know that's poison. Dang. You could say whatever you want. That says aspartame.
Aspartame.
We already know this is poison, and you can go look that up. Okay, here it is right there. Go look that word up right there. Caramel color. What the hell is caramel color? Oh, but you should thought, what does this word mean? Go Google that. Ask questions. Question your whole reality. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. This whole thing starts shutting down. All of this starts shutting down. All of this is death. If it's in a package and you trust the government, how many of y'all say y'all hate the government, hate the so-called, the white man, that's what you call them, and you hate the government and you hate what they doing, but then you go right to the supermarket and buy the shit. You stay in their system. You're not trying to leave. You're not trying to separate. You're not trying to go into the jungle. You're not trying to live in life. You understand what I'm saying? Think about what we talking about here, man. Look, I want you to see life for what it is, man. It's only, we in a starvation mode. Ain't no food out here. This is stuff that's keeping you alive, but it's genetically modifying you and making you a drone. You see what I'm saying? They making y'all droids, like all of y'all droids. Most people, you know you living in a fucked up world because you are what you eat. Watch out, bro. Yeah, you are what you eat, right? So you know you living in a messed up world where most of the food in a supermarket is GMO and not real food. How you gonna have real people and you ain't got real food when we are what we eat? Think about that. So most people you dealing with is they dumb down, dice down. Their DNA has been destructed. So let me tell you how DNA is important, because we're all expressions of DNA through genetics. Through genetics, we are expressing of genes. You get your astrological energy, you get everything that you about, all your parents' genes, all the genes that are selected, mutated genes, and you appear to be so melanated and original, but at the end of the day, you are a genetically modified organism walking around because you've been modified by the food that you eat. Now, most of your blood is where in your body? In your stomach and in your head. That's where most of your blood hangs around in your body, your stomach and your head. So your blood carries your what? Your DNA. Most of your DNA is in your blood cells. So at the end of the day, when what you eat is going to affect your genes. Now your genes are so important because they express life. They enable whatever genes are picked enable how things are expressed. That's why your eyes look like the way your eyes look. That's why your body looks like the way your body looks. That's why you take on certain genes depending on your atmosphere. It's called epigenetics. That's what it's called. What you eat affects you. Let's move. What's going on, man? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right.
Do I know you? You look familiar.
I see.
Melanation in the building.
So what we eat, let's move, because people just keep coming into the hour. We don't want to be in nobody's way. But basically, like I said, man, you know, genes are very important. This is genetic war. This is when we talk about spirituality and we don't talk about energy and we don't go into biology, something is wrong. How you gonna be a spiritual teacher and you're not teaching about genetics? We have to teach about genes. We have to teach about how this food is altering our genetic readout. So basically, when the gene is mutated, that means that the gene is not read out naturally. So that means that it's mutated. And so the gene is reading out something that is not supposed to be reading out. And so our expressions and our actions are nothing more. Everything comes from below. As above, so below. So your actions are actually coming from a cellular disposition. So at the end of the day, whatever your cells are doing, that's what you gonna do. So that they alter, this is how they fucking with your soul. They fucking with your soul with genes. They altering your genes. They're playing with your biology. And these owls right here, I'm showing you right now, in these owls, how they fucking with your biology. Let's look. Let's look. We got bread. Anything. You could just grab anything. Wheat, flour, sugar, yeast, and salt. Let's look.
Cake behind
Watch
you.
it. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Corn, salt. Look at this acid. What is these things? You gotta Google everything in here. You got buttermilk, salt, garlic, sugar, lactic acid, red pepper. You know what I'm saying? Then it makes soy. You gotta see what they doing to your blood. This stuff is altering your blood play out. You understand? You good? No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Okay. Now let's move around. We could just go to another aisle. Let's go to another aisle. It don't matter. Feel me?
Poison.
It don't even matter. We can pick anything up that you want. Like,
Excuse me.
You're good. You're good. You're good. Good.
How are you?
All right. All right. I'm good. All right. So look. Boom. Grab a bag of chips. Let's look at it. Boom. It don't matter where you go. Soybean. Look what that do to your body. Cottonseed oil. You know, yeast. Rice bran oil. All these oils. Monosodium. Glutamate. Corn flour. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Natural hickory flavor. What is a natural hickory smoke flavor? What the fuck is that? Caramel color. What is that again? You gotta look at what these things, and then look, contains sulfites. So you gotta look at what these things is doing to your body. That's just randomly picking off the shelf. Ain't nothing, it's all dead. That's all genetically modified. That's why people are so dumb and so doused down and so basically they just, you know, weak and docile. They don't think for themselves because they've been genetically modified. You're looking at GMO people. You can randomly pick something up. Boom. Come check it out, bro. Corn syrup. What does corn syrup do to the body? How you gonna have corn syrup and sugar in this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? You got soybean oil. You got soy What does this stuff do to you? What is sodium? Go Google this. Look it up.
Sodium bicarbonate.
It's all death. This stuff is genetically modifying you. I told you I was gonna take you to the supermarket. Sorry I was so late. Come on. Sorry I'm late.
Poison. Yep.
You already know this death.
Yeah.
You already know all of this is death. All of this is death. All of this is death. All of this disconnect you from what life is. Come on. We ain't even really gotta look in here because you're a human. You don't drink cow milk, do you? Cows drink cow milk. Cows are for cows. You a human. Why are you drinking cow milk? But just for shits and giggles, let's look up what's in here. You got skim milk. What the fuck is that? Sugar, cream. That's just pus. You got sugar, corn syrup. You could just cellulose. This has got something to do with your cells. It's gum for your cells, so it's going to insulate and mucus and put mucus in your cells. Artificial flavors. Oh, it goes on and on and on. You could just go. This is just death.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? This is just death. This is what it is. All of this death. This is all death. This is why we left. This is because we knew that this was all death. You feel what I'm saying? Come on. After you eat, come on, you gotta wash it down with something, right? The hood gonna wash it down with the root beer. Come on, man. High fructose corn syrup. What does that do to the body? Caramel color. There you go. That caramel color again. Sodium. You starting to see some of this stuff all over again. And artificial flavors. Bottled under the authority of Dr. Pepper. These are people. Dr. Pepper ain't nothing but a drug dealer. These niggas is killing you. Why does this stuff live? And you put people in jail for weed. You got black men in jail for weed, and look at what they doing. This is poison. This obvious poison is killing people. It's putting people in the hospital. But they the real murderers. They the real criminals. But at the end of the day, we live in a world where black men are being put in jail for non-violent crimes, for motherfucking something that's growing from the earth. Shit is crazy. Come on, man. Let me fuck you up real quick. Let me show you something. This water is purified, but purified by who? Kroger's? Purified by who? Kroger's? Did you know that there's ingredients in these waters? Let me show you something. Come here.
2140 at your convenience. 70, Georgina, 2140.
We gotta hurry up because they getting itchy. They starting to realize they putting all kind of crazy shit in your water. They are modifying your water. Then you got the plastic. The BPA that goes from the sun, this is being traveled. Remember, water is very sensitive. Your body is made of 70% water, and yes, there is cellular and DNA in this water. And don't ever let nobody tell you that DNA ain't in this water. Trust me. First of all, it's BPA, it's in the bottle. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be having your water in a bottle. We showed you how we bottle water in the jungle. We showed you how we could drink water from life. And I showed you I'm in the water. I'm drinking the water, living and bathing in the water. You see me. And look how much this costs. $10, 10 for 10. But this ain't even, this is purified water. Then they put it in plastic, which got BPA in it. That's gonna go seep through it and go into the water. In the water itself, it's taking on energy. It's taking on the energy of that water and what that says. It's taking on the people's energy. Water is sacred. Water is very sacred. You understand? Well, the water you put in your body is supposed to be serene, pure, because your body, blood, most of your blood is what? Water. 60% water of that's your blood, that's your DNA. It's feeding off. And guess what water does? Guess why your body is 70% water? It's 70% water because you're an electrical being. And what is water? Salt water is the #1 conductor of electricity. That's why your body's made of water, because you're an electrical being. You're a conductor of electricity, of energy, of light. Right. So water is essential. You understand? It is essential. And why do we live in a world that got bottled water? If this is bottled water and this is purified water, what's the other water?
Right.
What's the water that comes out your faucet? Is that water? Is it? Is this water? No, this is juice. Well, they say it's juice, but let's look at the ingredient. Filtered water. So that means that it ain't even purified water. This is what you get to your kids.
Right.
This is water with apple juice, and it ain't really apples. It ain't organic apples. It's those regular apples, genetically modified apples, and then you give it to your kids.
Thanks.
But you ain't got time because you got to go to work. So you just drop your kids off at school, or you just throw this in their motherfucking lunch bag, and you say it's all good. You're not thinking because you don't understand. Most people don't. They're not biologists, but we're living in an information age now, and you might not have the time to go learn about this stuff. But you do have, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to bring the information directly to you and put it in this way so you can understand it in the most clearest way. So you don't really got to do the intricate work of studying 30,000 books, you know, of biology. I'm just showing you what it is right now. You wouldn't call this juice water. Why? Why wouldn't you call this juice water? Because something's added to the water, right? There's additives to the water. So why would you call the juice? Why would you call the cocktail coming out of your faucet water? That's not water, because there's chlorine, there's lead, there's metals in there, there's chloride in there, there's chlorine in there. So why would you call that water? if there's other things mixed and chemicals mixed, even though it looks clear, it's not water. That's why you pay for purified water, because your water is not purified, and your water that you're taking a shower in is the essence of life. What kind of water that you take a shower in, what kind of water you cook your food in, what kind of water that you basically consume all day determines the health of your DNA. Now, the most beautiful thing about melanated people is that melanin it repairs DNA very fast. So if you're out in the sun, you can heal just like that. Your body's a healer. You're a super healer. If you got melanin, your body's automatically healing you and healing your DNA, constantly trying to heal itself. It heals very fast. That's why they have the chaga mushroom. The chaga mushroom is full of melanin, and it helps repair DNA, damaged DNA. So you have a natural polymer in you that actually doesn't just protect you from the sun, doesn't just allow you to communicate with the universe, but it also allows you to actually repair the damaged DNA from all of these genetically modified organisms. So your body, you're a soup. If you just leave yourself alone, you're gonna heal very quickly from sickness. If you stop putting poison in your body gonna heal very quickly because you have melanin, and melanin is a repair of DNA. We gotta go. Okay, we got this water right here. You trusting people, you trusting the government. You saying that I'm gonna put my life in the government hand. Y'all trust the government so fucking much, and the government don't give a fuck about you. They show you that they don't give a fuck about you, especially if your Kroger's is in the hood, especially if your Walmart is in the hood. They're doing you dirty. You trusting these people, and then they put it on the label for you. They put it right on the label for you. Look, apple juice from concentrate. You know what concentrate means? That means that they take a piece of the apple, concentrate it, and then put it in some filtered water, and then sell it to you. That means that they blend like maybe 3 apples up. It means it's concentrated. It means it's not the full apple. You're not getting the full applesauce. You're getting concentrated. I mean, you're getting a percentage of apple. And it's not even a genetically, it's not even an organic apple. It's a genetically modified apple. And then they take that apple and they put filtered water in it, which is not pure water. It's just filtered. They filter a little bit. That means there's still chlorine in it. That means that there's still lead in it. There's still all kind of stuff. And water is so essential to your health and your DNA and your skin and all of these things that play a part. This artificial light is tricking your body to think that it's sunlight. Your body thinks that it's getting sunlight, and it keeps you up at night. You need to turn these lights off. These lights are not good. You could minimalize their light, but Babylon uses these artificial light to light their world up. I want you to see the world for what it is. All of this stuff is free. You have every right to have free food. Everything in nature. Oh, we the smartest being. You say we the most intellectual beings in the world, but we pay for food. We pay for shelter. What else on this planet and is being? And somebody said like, oh, you know, you're trying to be an animal because you're trying to live in tune with nature. Well, animals are smarter than us. Yes, you need to be more like nature. They're smarter than us. You're following after your lower self. The Caucasus people, the Europeans with the genetically modified organisms that lack the melanocytes that allow you to absorb the earth, absorb life. You are now being programmed by these people to want to look like them, eat like them, talk like them, walk like them. You must hate them, especially the black man. The black melanated man is supposed to hate whatever goes against life. And we do. That's why they create prisons. That's why they create the projects. The projects was to get all of the males together, all of the resistance together to create a docile environment and put us in prison. They created these laws, the 3 strikes. They wanted to put us away for good so they could have a docile environment so they could raise a new kind of black man. A new kind of black man where he think he comfortable, he's feminine, he's motherfucking soft. You know, all of the real warriors are in prisons because they were trying to survive and get it for their family. They didn't know they were supposed to be in the jungle. You understand? And I know they watching me right now in prison, and I know they feeling what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna activate every black man that I know and that can hear me, that I can reach, to activate the warrior in you and let you know right now is the time and place for us to come together and be the resistance on this planet. If you step on a pile of ants, the ants is gonna die. They don't care. If you're 10 times bigger than them, they're gonna bite the shit. They're gonna fight to the end to protect what's theirs. They protect their earth, to protect their territory. They're gonna fight. You gotta learn from nature. You understand? If you ain't fit to die for something, then you ain't living. You already dead. And these soft-ass, docile black men out here need to become activated men. Stop killing each other. That's what they want you to do. Stop selling drugs. That's what they want you to do. That's the trap. Stop eating this food. That's what they want you to do. You need to wake up and grow your hair because this is your chakra. This is your crown chakra. This is your 7th chakra. You can't have a chakra unless this is your crown. It's busting out your head. It's actually, your hair is actually energy. It's energy busting out your head. How you gonna alter your hair, black woman? That's what slaves do. Slaves don't love their health. They taught you. It's on automatic now. You hate yourself. They don't gotta hate you no more. You hate yourself now. You hate people. And we got to face the black. We got to face black people like look like us before we can even get to the actual Caucasian. Cause Caucasian got us on automatic. He got us on. He done for decades. We done sabotaged ourselves so much that he got house niggas sitting there ready. House niggas sitting there ready to blame you and fault you and make and be in defense of massa. Now, what melanation is about is not non-violence. We're not about violence. I'm not saying we go be violent. I'm saying we walk away. We say, "Nah, I'm not drinking. I'm going to live in the tropics. I'm going to live where black people are welcome. I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm walking away. I'm not going to take your poisons. I'm not going to take your cigarettes. I'm not going to take nothing and put it in my body to defile and dishonor life, dishonor my creation. I am God. I created all of this, good and bad, but I will not destroy my creation. And now's the time that the sun is giving you the message to wake the fuck up in human form. And that's what Nature Boy Melanation is. We the sun in its highest form coming to you, giving you the clearest thoughts about what's actually going on so that you can, and then showing you the actions that you can take to actually make a change. So it ain't no excuse. And guess what? Consider this a warning. Consider this a warning before the disasters come. You know? Yeah. We gotta realize one thing, reflection. Walk with me, talk with me.
I'm just making sure that
We about to leave. We about to get what our stuff. We got to bail our stuff out of jail. Because the real food that's in here, you got to go bail it out. That's what they do. They hold your food captive. You know what I'm saying? Just like they hold you captive. They abduct your food. And they abduct your food. They hold it captive. You know what I'm saying? They captivate your food and you got to go bail it out of jail. You got to bond it out. This is what we do. We go get our food and we have to bond it out of jail. Right here is the bail's bondsman called the register. This is where you basically bail your life force out of prison, out of jail. And because the animals that are born in the zoo, they're here, they're born in the zoo, they think it's normal. Because you're born here, anything that's born here is going to think that's the way of life. Because you were born and you logged in and you thought you were programmed that this was life. You never knew what real life was. Now, I'm letting you know what real life is. And I'm showing you that this is a zoo. This is a simulated environment. It is not true life. This is a matrix. This is a matrix on top of a true matrix. They have invaded the earth. There was already a system here. It's called the Ma'at system, laws of nature. That's what science is all about. It's the observation of nature and how things work. They imposed their way upon the system that was already here. Therefore, there's a war going on, and it's man versus nature. You got a choice what side you're going to be on. And I know you feel like it's less of us than it is, but it's not. It's more of us than them. It's way more of us. The human is only like 1%, not even 0.1% of the species around this planet. Nature can bring a microorganism alive and wipe the whole humanity out just like that. Humanity is wiping itself. Not even humanity, because they're not humans. They're aliens. They're genetically modified organisms that don't have the sun vibrating at the lowest frequency of life that it is. That's what in astrology you have squares, and you have these angles, squares, and then you have oppositions. These are angles of light that do not refract itself back to itself in the right way. Now, these are demons, demonic thoughts, demonic mind. This is when the light is refracting in a way that it doesn't understand itself. Okay, it's aspecting in a way, in an angle that it doesn't understand itself. So the demonic beings come from demonic thoughts, and light is refracted. And these are the beings, and that's why they live like that, because of genes. Okay, because of genes. That's what they're genetically modifying everything. Go watch Cowspiracy. Go watch Cowspiracy. Look what they doing with the cows. The cows is killing this motherfucking planet at an all-time high. What they doing with the cows. You understand what I'm saying? And if we don't live for something, then we might as well just be a slave. Let's go bail our food out of jail, man. I just had to do this video for y'all to let you know, we in Babylon, but we on our way back out. And we trying to let you know, get your Yeti 1250, get you some solar panels and a battery. Make sure that you stay focused. There's going to be a lot of insulation. This is a proving ground. Earth is a proving ground where you are in a simulated environment where you have to prove yourself worthy to actually elevate high enough out of this environment. You have to elevate high enough and pure enough. You have to have the purest of thoughts. You have to take the righteous path. You have to do the right thing regardless of whatever happens. You must have these laws and keys to the kingdom to open up the kingdom of God. This is a test. Everything from your parents, the way you was born, the way you was trained to think, the way you was genetically modified from birth. Somebody gave you a name, somebody gave you religion. All this stuff is here as a simulated environment to test you and test your character, to see if your character's heart will weigh as light as a feather, so that you can enter the kingdom, the higher realms, or you will reincarnate into you back again and again and again and again. So you're being tested right now. There's no excuse. You have no enemy. The only enemy is yourself. Everything else is an obstacle. You have to overcome these obstacles with knowledge and wisdom. That's why you are here in this information age that's bringing consciousness. The sun is giving the information. It is letting us have the information for us to have access to it so we can do what we need to do. You feel what I'm saying? I love my self-reflection. Yo, share this video. Shout out to Melanation. Thanks for everybody that's donating to help us get back to the tropics so we can continue to show you how to live life. I love myself. One. Good.